Good morning, students. Today we will do the last topic of the lesson, atomic structure, that is valency. Till now, we have studied about atom, Dalton's atomic theory, subatomic particles, which are electron, proton, and neutron. Their characteristics we have learned, then their location or position in an atom, then molecule, types of molecules means molecules of element and compound, then atomicity, then molecular formulae of elements and compounds we learned how to write them, then radicals which are charged particles, and today we are going to study about valency. Okay, the definition of valency is the number of electrons exchanged or shared by an atom to achieve stability. Okay, valency is a number. Okay, it is always in a number form 1, 2, 3, etc. Now, what is the meaning of stability here? Dear students, all the natural processes always occur in the direction of more stable state. Okay, atoms also tends to acquire a more stable state. Atoms itself are not their atoms themselves are not stable. Okay, noble gases are stable. Their atoms are stable, so they do not participate in any reaction. There is a criteria to become stable for atoms, and that is 8 electrons in the last shell or 2 electrons in the first shell if only one shell is present in the atom. Okay, then the atom will become stable. Noble gases like helium, argon, neon are non-reactive because these are already stable or fulfilled the criteria of stability. They either have 2 electrons in their first shell or 8 electrons in their last shell. I repeat, 2 electrons criteria is there when only one shell is present in the atom. See, here I have taken 3 examples. First one is hydrogen. Hydrogen has only one electron. Okay, I want to add one more thing here. Different elements have different atoms because they all have different number of electrons, protons, and neutrons. You see, all are atoms. Then why all atoms are not same? All atoms should be same, but all atoms are not same because they all contain different number of electrons, protons, and neutrons. Okay, here in the hydrogen only one electron is there, so obviously that one electron will be there in the first shell. In the in previous videos I have told you already that electrons revolves around the nucleus in different shells. Okay, it is not like that ki 2 electrons are there, then 2 electrons will 2 or 4 or 10 electrons are there in the atom and they all will revolve with the same orbit. No, it is not like that. Different electrons have their different shells. There is a formula which will tell you how many electrons will be there in the first shell and in the second shell and in the third shell. These things you will study in the next class. Okay, so hydrogen has one electron and it will present in the first shell of the atom. So if it will take one more electron from anywhere, then 2 electrons will be there in the first shell and hydrogen will become stable. Okay, because first shell can accommodate maximum 2 electrons only, and hydrogen has only one shell because it has only one electron, so it only requires one more electron to become stable. Okay, then helium, as you know, it is a noble gas. Actually it has 2 electrons in the first shell. Okay, and it is already stable, so it is a noble gas because it already fulfilled the criteria of stability. Okay, helium has 2 electrons and these 2 electrons are present in the first shell and first shell can accommodate maximum 2 electrons, so it is already stable. Then third example is of oxygen. Oxygen has 8 electrons. Okay, and the arrangement of these 8 electrons are like this: 2 in the first shell and 6 in the second shell. So 2 comma 6, this is the arrangement of electrons in an oxygen atom. Okay, and if it will take 2 more electrons from anywhere, then what will happen? Then last shell will accommodate 8 electrons, earlier 6. Okay, and if it will take 2 more, then that second shell will have 8 electrons, and this will be the criteria, and the criteria will be fulfilled and oxygen will become stable if it will take 2 electrons. Okay, so valency for oxygen will be 2. Okay, and for hydrogen it will be 1 because it will take 1 electron. Helium will not take any electron, so valency for helium will be 0. Valency for oxygen will be 2 because it will take 2 electrons and become stable. Okay, one more example we will discuss here: sodium and chlorine atoms. Okay, sodium has 8 electrons, chlorine has 17 electrons, and the arrangement is like this: 2 8 1, means 2 electrons in the first shell, 8 electrons in the second shell, and 1 electron in the third shell. Second shell maximum can accommodate 8 electrons, so 2 plus 8 are 10, है ना? Then the rest of 1 electron will go in the third shell of the atom. So first shell accommodate 2, second accommodate 8, and in the third 1 electron. All in total 11 electrons arranged like this in a sodium atom. Okay, then in case of chlorine atom, 2 8 7, because 17 electrons are there. First shell accommodate 2, second shell accommodate 8, and rest of 7 will go in the third shell. So this will be the arrangement 2 8 7. Okay, look here in the sodium. In case of sodium, 1 electron is present in the last shell, and in case of chlorine, 7 electrons are present. Then what will happen? Sodium will give its 1 electron to the chlorine. Okay, and after giving 1 electron to the chlorine, the arrangement for sodium will be 2 8. And after taking 1 electron from sodium, the arrangement of electrons in chlorine will become 2 8 8. And you can observe both the atoms. After exchanging the electrons, both the atoms have 8 electron in their last shell, whatever it may be. It may be second shell, last shell may be second, last shell may be third, last shell may be fourth, maybe fifth, and so on. But the criteria is 8 electrons must be there in the last shell, then the atom will become stable. So it will become stable. But after giving 1 electron, the number of electrons and number of protons in an atom become change, है ना? So sodium earlier has 11 electrons and 11 protons also. In a simple atom, number of electrons and number of protons are always same. Okay, so at the top I have written Na, no positive, no negative was there, है ना? But after exchanging electron, this Na will become Na positive. Now it will become a radical. Okay, similarly Cl, at the top I have written Cl. It means no charge is there. No charge means equal number of electron and protons. And when it will take 1 extra electron, then 1 negative sign will be there on 1 chlorine atom. So it will become Cl negative. And the compound will be NaCl, which will be called as sodium chloride. So to become stable, they combine with each other. Okay, after exchanging electron, sodium combined with chlorine, chlorine combined with sodium, and due to this combination it will become stable. Okay, so very easily you can observe, you can see how atoms combined and why atoms combine to become stable. Okay, so atoms combine with each other. In this case, sodium released 1 electron and chlorine has taken 1 electron. So the valency for sodium is 1 and valency for chlorine is also 1. Okay, because sodium release 1 electron, and chlorine take 1 electron. Okay, so then the valency will be 1 for each. Numerically, the valency of an atom is equal to the magnitude of the charge acquired by the atom during the formation of a radical. In this table you can very easily see sulfate. The first one is sulfate, radical name is sulfate, formula for radical is SO4 2 negative, so valency will be 2. Okay, in the second one sulfite, SO3 2 negative, 2 negative is the charge. Okay, then the magnitude of this charge is 2, so valency will be 2. Phosphate valency is 3, phosphite valency is 3, ammonium valency is 1 because 1 positive charge is there, carbonate 2 negative, so valency will be 2. Valency is always a number, not a charge. We are not supposed to mention negative positive before this valency. This is valency means number of electrons shared or exchanged by the atom. It cannot be positive or negative. Okay, this is just a number. On the basis of valency we can classify elements in 4 parts. First one is monovalent. Mono means 1. When the element has valency 1, it means when the atom release or take 1 electron, then that atom will be called as monovalent. It means valency is 1. So here in example sodium and potassium, they both have 1 positive charge. Second one is bivalent, means 2. Bi means 2. When they will release or take 2 electrons, then that atom will be called as bivalent. Calcium, magnesium, they have 2 positive charge. You can see in the list which I have provided you, and in your book also one table is there, you can match. Trivalent means 3 electrons when exchanged by the atoms. Aluminium has 3 positive charge and nitrogen has 3 negative charge. So these both are the example of trivalent element. Next is tetravalent. Tetra means 4. When valency is 4, then that will be called as tetravalent element. Okay. Now the relation, the topic is the relation between valency and periodic table. It is given in your book. Okay. Now what is a periodic table? This is the picture of modern periodic table which we are using nowadays in the books. We study this. Okay. So it is an arrangement of elements in a particular order. You might have seen this somewhere. It has 18 vertical column and 7 horizontal periods. This periodic table has not made in a single day. This one is the latest one which we study in books. It is called modern periodic table. Okay, but before it so many others were also there. One of them is given in your book, this one. In your book a part of Mendeleev's periodic table is given. This is a part of Mendeleev's periodic table. There was a scientist, Dmitry Mendeleev, and he has been given one table or periodic table for the arrangement of elements, and it is a part of that one, Mendeleev's periodic table. In this you can observe 8 vertical columns are there and 4 horizontal periods. A particular sequence you may observe, we should read it from left to right. So first one is hydrogen, then second is helium, then third is lithium, then beryllium, fourth, fifth is boron, sixth is carbon, and so on. Okay, this is the way to read a periodic table, left to right. Okay, so how the valency and periodic table is related to each other? Actually, the elements in group 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th have valency 1, 2, 3 and 4 respectively. You can see in the picture. First group has valency 1. All elements present in the first group, they all have valency 1. Lithium, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium. Okay. Then the second period, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, they all have valency 2. Then boron and aluminium, they have valency of 3. Carbon, silicon have valency of 4. Okay, then the elements in group 5th, 6th and 7th have valency 3, 2 and 1 respectively. Okay, so in the list, in the list or anywhere you can see or observe, nitrogen always have 3 negative charge. It means valency is 3. In oxygen also, one of the example I have taken today also, oxygen has valency 2. Okay, 2, 6 is the configuration, then it will take 2 electrons and become stable. Similarly, fluorine has always valency 1. Okay, and the last one, the elements in group 8th have valency 0, as they do not show the combining capacity. Okay, they are inert gases or noble gases. They already fulfilled the criteria of stability, so these are the stable one. So valency, today we have done valency. Valency, the other name for valency is combining capacity, to how much atoms it may combined. Okay, so this is called combining capacity. Combining capacity is just another name for valency. Okay, the definition which I have given you, that is the proper definition for valency. Okay, so that's all from my side. Read the lesson carefully, uh, watch videos again and again, do all worksheets properly, see the solutions and tally your questions and answers. Okay, and prepare your chapter for the test. Thank you.